Hey yo, what up guys? It's me, Phoenix, and this is the Q&A video, which you have all been waiting patiently for. And I want to thank you for that. I'm sorry it took me so long to do this. You know, life has just been getting in the way. We all know how that goes, so I'm happy that I could finally have this time to make sure to sit down and do this right. And I also want to thank you guys for sending me so many questions. They're a lot of fun, definitely to read, and I'm looking forward to answering them. There were plenty on Twitter as well as here on YouTube, so thank you to everyone who submitted me questions. And I also want to say hi to all of you new subscribers who just joined up. I see you right there in the back. Yes, you. I like your face. And also to those of you guys who have been here and are sticking around, thank you. I appreciate all of you guys as well. And I promise that I will be having some new content out for you soon. I've just been busy helping other people with their projects and recording lines for other things, and as much as I love doing that, I do want to get my own projects out there as well, because I have some ideas in the back of my head that I just want to get done eventually, and I will. So that will be coming your way soon. I'm just gonna get right into these questions, so let's get started. I just want to say that there were some questions that were piggybacked off one another, and some that were kind of the same thing, so I just lumped some together for the sake of time and, you know, not being too repetitive. Alright, so the first question I think is a great way to get this video started off. And it is, how and when did you get into voice acting? Well, I have been on stage acting since I could talk, pretty much. I did my first play when I was 3 years old, and growing up I was actively involved in all of our church plays. We put on musicals and stuff like that, and I just took to it pretty much right away. I had a really strong passion and a good aptitude for it, and my parents could see that I really wanted to stick to it. So then when I was, I think it was before third grade. I think it was about kindergarten or it was first grade. Pretty sure. Don't quote me, but I'm pretty sure it was first grade. My parents finally enrolled me in this performers workshop program, and it was through our local community theater. And basically it was me and a bunch of other kids in these classes where we got acting training and vocal training as well, and we got to do performances and stuff at all these really cool theaters around and concert halls, and it was so much fun. First ever show I did with them was Babes in Toyland, and I got to play Tommy Tucker. I remember it was my first time ever doing a play at like a huge concert hall, and it was so cool and really surreal, especially at that age. That was definitely one of the most memorable experiences for me. So I stuck with the program and kept doing my church plays, and then finally in 5th grade, I auditioned for my first actual school play. And we were doing the musical Dear Edwina. I don't know if any of you guys are familiar with that one, but that play is different in the sense that there are only 1 or 2 major reoccurring roles, and then the rest is all based around the chorus. And over half of the school participated in it, so it was a really huge deal, and everyone was super jazzed about it for months. And I was part of the chorus, and I had a lot of fun doing that. And it was kind of a great way for me to get a feel for what being in a school play was actually like, and it was a lot of fun to get to do it with my classmates. And then in middle school, our school didn't really have a theater program. I don't know if many middle schools do, but ours certainly didn't, and that's kind of, I don't know what's up with that. But then in high school, of course, I was involved in drama club, and I was also in speech, where you travel from school to school and you can do like monologues and all these different things. I did a lot of solo acting, monologues and stuff like that, and went to state competitions. It was so much fun. And I kind of did the same thing in competitive one-acts. It was through our drama club, and we put on one-act plays. We traveled and went to all different schools and got to see other students perform theirs as well, and it was a lot of fun to travel from place to place with all my friends. Lots of shenanigans went down, and then the next day we had to go and perform, and it was always a riot, so that's always something that I'm gonna remember. Then, unfortunately, when I got to college, that's kind of when life hits you, and you have that kind of existential crisis like, oh dear, what am I going to do with my life? Do I want to continue to pursue theater and try to make a career out of that? Or do I want to do something else? Because you're going to have all those people around you like, oh, well, that's not very practical. Screw those people, man. And at that time, I was sort of getting into a rut with theater and being on stage. Like, don't get me wrong, I absolutely love it. And any chance that I get to do it even now, I definitely will. But, I don't know. I was kind of feeling like I wanted something more and something different. Because, I don't know, personally, I always felt kind of limited. I felt like I was missing something. Then one of my directors suggested to me, she's like, you should go into voiceover acting because your vocal range is phenomenal. And I think that you would be really good for that. And I don't know if you've ever considered it before, but you really should. And I didn't really think much of it. But then I went home and I started thinking more about it. And I'm like, that does make sense. And then, I thought about it more and it was something that I'm like, well, I guess I'll try it. It's something different. And now I could never picture myself doing anything different. I mean, if I'm gonna be honest, if you had told me 8 years ago, you're gonna want to grow up to be a voice actor, I would have thought you were nuts. Because truthfully, growing up, I was always super self-conscious about my voice, and I absolutely hated my voice because I have always had a lower pitch voice. Even when I was a little kid, I never had that high-pitched girly voice. It kind of messed with me for a little while. I had a lot of self-esteem issues as a kid, as most people do, and I'm still a work in progress as a human being, but I'm a lot better than I was then, and I'm really happy for that. But I was even teased a lot as a kid because I was a tomboy and I kind of had a boy voice, so I was made fun of a lot for it. So I never really wanted to talk to anybody. I just kind of wanted to crawl in a hole and die, but that's a different video entirely. But anyway, so voice acting was something that I never really considered. I didn't even want to hear my voice on an answering machine. But then, the more I thought about it, I realized, well, my voice is unique, for sure, but I can change it. And I can do a lot of different things with it. Like, because I'm at this good middle ground, I can go even lower, and I can do, like, those guy voices.
And I can also bring it up and do higher-pitched voices.
And, I kind of had to learn to embrace what I had and eventually use it to my advantage, and that's what I do now, and I take great pride in what I can do with my voice now. And so voice acting was just kind of a natural segue for me, and I love the freedom that I have with it because really, you can be anything you want as long as you have the ability to do it. Like, I could never convincingly play an 8-year-old boy on stage and get away with it, but I can voice one, and you can be a fire-breathing dragon, or a slimy swamp monster.
Or a cute little pixie that flies around people's heads. If you can do it, you can be it.
And on stage, you're a little more limited in that respect. So I definitely think that voice acting is the right fit for me, and yeah, that's how it all started. I hope that answers that question sufficiently, and thank you for asking. Okay, and the next question. Is it hard for you to switch from all of your different character voices? No, not really. I mean,
I could go from May Rin to Luffy in like the span of 2 seconds. You just heard me do it.
So, I guess I've just had a lot of practice at this point, so not really. Okay. And the next one, do you think you created the greatest meme from Butlers Against Humanity? Okay, I assume you're talking about the Domino's Oreo dessert pizza thing, and really, I think I just created the greatest ad campaign for Domino's. Like, guys, I want my free pizza. Like, come on, Domino's. I give you enough advertising, it's the least you can do. Sorry, I'm kind of salty. What is your favorite band? Ooh, God. Ugh. I am torn between two. I'm desperately torn on this one. I guess I'm gonna have to go with Mayday Parade because I only talk about them all the time, and their albums got me through some really tough shit in life, and I could fangirl for hours, but we don't have that kind of time. And the number 2 runner-up is Hailstorm because Lizzie Hale is my spirit animal for many different reasons. Okay, do you accidentally slip? I don't know if it's slip into or out of character mid-conversation, so I don't know. As for slipping out of character mid-conversation, in like Butlers Against Humanity, a lot of the things we say are already pretty out of character. Keeping up the voice that long is definitely difficult, especially when you're trying not to laugh your ass off. I've even heard it back in a couple of the videos. My voice drops like 2 octaves from where it's supposed to be, and I'm like, oh, shit. But you guys seem to enjoy those videos a lot, so I'm not too torn up over it. And as for slipping into character mid-conversation in everyday life, I do it all the time. Like, I'll be talking to mom,
And then all of a sudden I'll stop doing this, but she doesn't even question it at this point because my parents know that I'm weird. It's their fault for dropping me on my head.
and then this next question doesn't really have to do with voice acting or anything, and it's not something that I'm going to go into too much detail with here right now because this channel is dedicated to voice acting and that's how I want to keep it. But it's, are you planning to write another book, and can we buy it if we're not from the US? For those of you who don't know, I am also a published author. That's another big part of my life. But yes, you can buy my book if you're not from the US. It's available on Amazon.com as well as an ebook format and various other online venues, as well as on my own personal website. So I'll put all of those links in the description if you guys are interested or you want to check it out. And yes, I am also currently working on writing another book. It's actually the sequel to the other one. Hopefully it doesn't take me another 10 years to write. I'm slowly but surely working on it. It's just, you know, I've been focusing a lot on this stuff, so I really need to buckle down with that, but it'll happen eventually. What is your favorite moment from any of the Butlers Against Humanity videos? Oh, God. I am torn between 2 on this one as well. And of course, they're both Grell moments, because let's face it, Grell is fabulous. My number 1 favorite of all time, the moment that always gets me, even when we were recording it, I was trying really hard not to lose at hardcore, but the moment where Grell's just like, whose face? My face? His face? Yells own face into himself. I seriously lose it every fucking time I hear it. And then the other one is with the Undertaker and the, are you dyslexic? Well, I always have my hair in front of my eyes so I can't fucking see. That is just gold. So those are definitely my top 2 Butlers Against Humanity moments. Next question is, do you have more fun voicing May Rin or Shiro? Oh, I love them both.
Unfortunately, I haven't really gotten to do Shiro for a lot of projects. I would love to. I'll get to know May Rin for more stuff, so I'll definitely have to say that I do enjoy voicing her a little bit more.
Oh, next question is very fitting. When did you figure out that you could voice May Rin? By the way, I love you. Aw, I love you too. And why did you choose to voice her? Well, I always say that I didn't choose May Rin. May Rin chose me. And this is very true. When I found out I could voice her, it was back about 3 years ago. Like back when I first started, I was just kind of fooling around with different voices and trying to experiment with my range and stuff. So
I was just kind of doing a high-pitched British voice like this.
And I posted a video on Facebook or something, and somebody commented, oh my gosh, you sound exactly like the maid from Black Butler. And I'm like, all of a sudden, I'm just like, oh my gosh, I thought that reminded me of someone. And then, sure enough, I played an episode back, and I'm like, oh my god, I do, this is awesome. And my friends and I would fangirl over Black Butler all the time. And I did May Rin's voice for them, and they fucking lost it. They're like, oh my god, that's amazing! Can you do it again? And so I just kept doing her voice for people when they asked me to, and I practiced with it myself. And then eventually the same group of friends, they're also my cosplay group, and we all decided that we wanted to do a group Black Butler cosplay. And they were like, well, you can do her voice, so you have to cosplay May Rin. And I'm like, hell yeah, I'll do it. And so the very first convention we went to with this group cosplay, I wanted to have fun with it. So not only did I cosplay May Rin, I went around talking in her voice and role-playing and stuff. And never in a million years did I anticipate the reaction it would get. I have made people cry tears of joy, and I've been glumped, and cried upon and given entire trays of cupcakes. It's just crazy. Like, it's such a weird feeling. It's amazing. And it makes people so happy. And I love making people happy. And if I can make people happy by just doing a character voice for them, then I'm going to. It's funny too. The last convention I went to as May Rin, I entered a ramen eating contest as her, and I totally kicked ass, but I was cheated out of winning, so I don't want to talk about it. But yeah, so I went on BTVA and stuff, and I started seeing Black Butler projects around, so I auditioned for May Rin, and here we are. So I didn't really choose May Rin, she chose me. And the more you voice the character, the more a part of you they become, and the more attached you become. So May Rin is now kind of part of my soul. I know that sounds really, really cheesy, but it's true. So I am so happy to have her as part of my life.
Oh, thank you, Phoenix. It means so much to me. I like having you too.
Oh, God, I'm sorry. I'm about to have a moment with myself. This happens way too much. Okay. Okay. Next question is it easy for you to voice May Rin?
Well, I've been doing it for so long now, it's just kind of like second nature to me. Yes, it is.
So, no, not really hard at all. Okay, May Rin, there's a question for you.
Oh, really?
Yes, there is, and it's, can I have a hug?
Oh, yes, of course you can have a hug. I'll hug the crap out of you.
There you go. All right. Oh, May Rin, we have another question for you. Are you still here?
Yes, I'm still here. It's not like I can go very far.
That's true, I guess. Okay. Who would you pick to have a relationship with, CL or Finny?
Why isn't Bowjoy an option?
Is that your answer?
Yes.
Okay, then. That's the answer. I'm sorry. Okay, next question is a random fact about yourself that not a lot of people know about. Okay. I am deathly afraid of balloons. Like, no, I'm not even kidding. Nothing about them is okay. Everything about them gives me anxiety. The way they move, the way they sound, the way they feel, just nothing about that is okay. They're fucking creepy as hell. Like, a clown could come up to me with a bouquet of balloons, and I'd probably hug the clown and be the clown's best friend, because I love clowns. But the second he went to give me one of those balloons, it's, bye, Felicia, I'm out. I don't do that. So, yeah, I am deathly afraid of balloons. Don't bring anyone near my face. Okay, and next question. I have a really important question. Why?
Oh, SpongeBob, why?
Have you ever worked with J. Michael Tatum? I wish. What other voices can you do, and which is your favorite? Oh, well, I do May Rin, obviously.
And then I do Luffy from One Piece.
And, I also do Yukine from Noragami. Don't even try comparing my voice to the dub, because I haven't watched it.
And then Shiro from Dead Man Wonderland. You heard that in my demos. And then Tsubaki from Soul Eater really isn't much different from that one. It's the same voice actress. And I can also do Mira Jane Strauss from Fairy Tail. I voice her in a Fairy Tail manga dub series. As well as Lucy Heartphilia. I do her too. And Tomoko Kuroki from Watsumoche. I love being Tomoko. She's so crazy and awkward. Kind of like me in real life. And I'm also voicing Nami in an upcoming One Piece Dragon Ball Z Toriko crossover, and that's coming out very soon. And then I also do CL for a few things, and I have fun with that too, so whatever. Yeah, that's pretty much everyone I can think of off the top of my head. I'm sure there are more that I'm forgetting, and I'm gonna punch myself in the face for it later. And my favorite has always honestly been Yukine from Noragami. Because back when I first started doing it, there was no English dub, so when I was auditioning for fan dubs and stuff, there was no other actor to compare my voice to, so I got to make my own voice and my own interpretation of the character, and as an actor, I love that, because I can do more than just impressions, and obviously that's no way to build a career, just doing impressions, so I like the fact that I got to come up with my own voice.
And now there is an official English dub, so it kind of sucks because now everyone compares your voice to the original, but whatever. I don't plan on changing it, so it is what it is. And it's still my favorite to do because I love doing a man voice, and I don't know a single person on this planet who doesn't. So, yeah. How old are you? I am 21 years old. Go ahead and card me. Alright, dear Phoenix, this isn't really a question, but your eyebrows are on fleek. Actually, they're on my face, but thanks, I think. Okay, do you like voice acting? Well, of course I do. I wouldn't be doing it if I didn't. Which character is the hardest to voice? Oh god, I didn't even mention these two, but I also do Mimi and Patamon from Digimon, and they're probably some of the hardest to voice.
Because their voices are extremely high-pitched and I have to do this all the time! Boom, bubble, pop!
You know, so yeah, any real high-pitched character is going to be more difficult for me, obviously, because like I said, I have a naturally lower voice. Having to go higher is much harder for me than lower. So anything like that is going to be more difficult. Okay, how did you meet Sea Dog and Sloth Prince? Oh, this Sea Dog guy again, I tell ya, jeez. Well, children, I'm going to tell you a little story. I used to kill people for a living. You know, people do it. It's whatever, no big deal. So I was on a rooftop one night with my long-range pistol, and I was just going about my business as usual, when all of a sudden, I was approached by a butler in a Dragonite suit, who asked me if I wanted to be part of his future internet cult. And here we are. No, I'm kidding. That'd be a lot more epic if it happened that way. I mean, come on. But no, I was just on the internet one night and I got a notification from Skype. It was a new contact request from a guy called Sea Dog, and I honestly didn't know who he was at the time. I'd never seen any of the Sebastian prank call videos or any of that stuff. So I was just kind of like, okay, I don't know who you are. Should I accept this or not? But then he sent me a message like, hey, I guess he heard my May Rin voice somewhere before. I think he said behind the voice actors or something. But he's like, I'm making Black Butler videos, and I was wondering if you wanted to be a part of them. And I'm like, oh, okay. Well, I love Black Butler and voicing May Rin, so I'm always down for that. And I never actually spoke to him before the first Butlers Against Humanity video, and that's also where I talked to Sloth Prince for the first time. It's funny because we're actually in the same Kuroshitsuji manga dub project, but we'd never actually spoken before until then. So that first Butlers Against Humanity game is when I met both of them. So it's not as epic as a rooftop meetup or anything. That sounds really shady. Okay, how do you develop voices for your characters? Well, if it's an impression of a character that already has a voice actor, I guess it's a lot of just watching the original. And if it's for an original project where you get to make your own character voice, then it's reading the director's notes and the audition sides and, you know, doing background research on their personality, and their looks play a part as well because, you know, obviously you don't want a little boy to have a grown-ass man's voice. That's weird. But, yeah, and just taking in the context of the situation that they're in so you can kind of get the right emotional tone. So yeah, it's just a lot of research and stuff like that. Okay, how long do you plan to voice act? For as long as I possibly can. I'm actually working and saving up money right now so I can move closer to a studio for more opportunities, because a lot of studios like Funimation, for example, they do local hire, where they want you to be close so that you're ready to come in and do your lines when they need you and you don't have to hop a plane every time, because that is annoying and expensive. So I am currently saving up to move closer. And yeah, I plan to make a career out of it, and I want to do it for as long as I possibly can. Oh, May Rin, you have another question. Where'd you go? May Rin.
I'm sorry, I'm here.
Where were you?
It's not important, don't worry about it.
Okay. So your question is, would you rather have a lifetime supply of Domino's Oreo dessert pizza and milk, but you have to marry Finny, or give up your glasses and Domino's Oreo dessert pizza forever, but you get to marry Sebastian?
What the heck? What kind of question is this? It's an endless
yourself. Why would you make me pick?
I didn't write the question, girl. Don't jump down my throat.
Oh, God. Oh, Mr. Sebastian.
Oh, Domino's Oreo dessert pizza.
You haven't exactly answered the question.
I know, I'm still thinking about it. Oh, God. I'm going to have to go with my heart on this one, and my heart is very much connected to my stomach, so I guess I'll take the lifetime supply of dessert pizza and milk, but I have to marry Finny.
Oh, wow, May Rin. That must have been hard for you, having to get over your love for Sebastian.
Don't talk about it right now, it's too soon.
Too soon. Gotcha. Oh, and the last question. This is one I was saving for the end on purpose. So, advice for people who want to start voice acting. Well, I'm not gonna sit here and give you guys some spiel about how impossible it is to be a successful voice actor and how you're crazy for even thinking that you have a chance, because that's honestly what a lot of people say, and I myself refuse to back that. I mean, are you gonna need to put in a lot of hard work? Yeah. Are you gonna walk into an audition and expect the role to be handed to you? No. Are you gonna need to be able to handle countless rejections? Yes, rejection is going to be your best friend. Are you going to need to be proactive and do what it takes to put yourself out there? Yes. Are you going to need to be able to take direction and go out of your comfort zone? Yes. Are you going to have to talk to other people? Yes, I know how hard it is to talk to other people sometimes, and sometimes you feel like you lose brain cells when you do it, but sometimes you have to. Are you going to have to listen to other people critique your performance and actually do something with what they tell you? Yes, you can't just let it go in one ear and out the other. Is the road to being a successful voice actor going to be difficult? Yeah, but is it going to be impossible? Absolutely not. It takes more than just having a natural knack to do a silly voice. You're gonna need to build up your acting experience, and I'm not saying that you need to have like 13 years of theatrical training under your belt or have done like 2 tours on Broadway or something. I mean, if you have, more power to ya, but it's unrealistic for most people. If you're serious about wanting to become a voice actor, then you have to think about what that's going to involve. If you're still in school, check out your drama club and audition for the plays. Take an acting class or participate in your community theater. You can Google opportunities in your area. Heck, even when you're on YouTube, just look up acting exercises and stuff that you can practice by yourself at home. If you have the chance to get vocal training or singing lessons, do that too, because those really help you get control of your voice and expand your range and work with what you have. And I know this may sound weird, but trust me on this. Practice reading books out loud to yourself and learn to catch yourself if you stumble over words. Because as a voice actor, you're gonna need to learn to read well and multitask at the same time, because you're gonna have to read lines and pay attention to a screen and try to fit mouth flaps at the same time, and it's not as easy as it sounds. Any and all of these things are good ways to build up experience, and always practice when you can. Like, if you're at home, talk to yourself. I'm not even kidding, I do it all the time, and that's how I practice most of my character voices. People walk in on me all the time, and they think I'm crazy, but heck, I am kind of crazy, so, whatever. And my next piece of advice is probably one of my most critical points, and that is to network. Get to know other voice actors and collaborate on projects any chance that you get, because you never know who you're gonna meet and what opportunities they're gonna bring. Somebody could hear of a new project and say, hey, I know who would be perfect for this. Then you get a call or you get a link to go audition and you could land a job. In some cases, it's all about who you know, and that's what conventions are great for as well. You get the chance to meet your favorite voice actors and talk to them. Ask them for advice. Most of them genuinely want to help you. I mean, I've been going to conventions for quite a while now, and I've had the opportunity to talk with voice actors that I look up to, and they've given me some really solid advice. And since then, I've been in contact with them on social media, and I still talk to them to this day, and they're super cool about everything. And they're like, if you ever need anything, let me know. most of them are really cool. And with new contacts come new opportunities, and it helps get your name out there. Social media is really powerful for this as well. Don't be afraid to share your demos and connect with other people. Check out different voice acting sites like BTVA and Voice Acting Alliance because they post casting calls all the time. Doing fan dubs and a bridge series help you develop your skills and help you learn how to take direction from other people. And yeah, so just try to get involved in any way that you can. And the last thing I'm going to say is something that not a lot of people mention, but it's very, very relevant to a lot of people. And it's that if you ask somebody for advice and it sounds like the other person is pretentiously trying to discourage you, it's because they most likely are. For some reason, human beings seem to have a weird phobia of other people's success. Like, heaven forbid someone else do well in life. Like, I think you all know what I'm talking about. And I think that's childish and stupid and uncalled for, and I could rant for hours, but we don't have that kind of time. I see it happen all the time. Like, someone just goes to someone else for advice, and all they get is a condescending attitude and torn to shreds on the spot. And there's a difference between giving constructive criticism and telling it like it is, and then just being a dick. I'm sorry. If you ever encounter one of these people, and I can pretty much guarantee that you will, just kind of take what they say with a grain of salt. Achieving your goal isn't going to be a one-size-fits-all situation. Not everyone is going to do it the same way because there isn't a secret formula of how to do it. Like, there's no magical answer to this is how you become a voice actor. At the end of the day, you need to figure it out for yourself, and you need to shut out all the other voices and listen to your own. You need to go with your gut and keep your wits about you, because the only thing that's gonna stop you, ultimately, is yourself. And I'm sorry, I realize I got all Shia LaBeouf on you, and that's kind of weird. You know, I didn't say just do it, so crap. Well, be happy I didn't do it in context. But you know what I mean. I genuinely want you guys to succeed, so this is the best advice that I can think to give you. And I know Connor also has a video out on his YouTube channel with some more specific tips and steps and stuff to follow, and go check that out if you haven't already, because it's super helpful. That's about it. So thanks guys for sending in all of these questions. I had a lot of fun answering them, and you know, I want you guys to kind of get to know me better, and I love learning about you guys too. I love talking to you guys on Twitter and here as well. I try to reply to everyone, and if I don't, I'm sorry. It might just take me a while. Sometimes I see something and I reply like 2 weeks later. So yeah, thank you guys, and I'll see you next time.